Hey gang, welcome to another episode of Adventures in Solo Role Playing. Last week, or the last few weeks, I've been playing Aftermath, and I finished that game. And now I'm starting on a new game called Psi World, and it is produced by the same people that published Aftermath. It's an older game, probably from the late 80s, early 90s, from Fantasy Games Unlimited. And it's set in the modern time, and it's based on people with psionic powers, like mental telepathy and anything with the mind. Um, it kind of reminds me of like an old movie from the '80s called Scanners. I got this on Laserdisc. It's like one of my favorite movies ever made. David Cronenberg's brilliant. So I'm kind of like basing it off that. I'm going with that vibe from that movie to set up the theme for this game. For my, for using random tables and stuff, I'm going to be using this book from. It's another book I from a series of random table books by Matt Davids. I used his book for the last game from Aftermath. That was based for post-apocalyptic games, and this one is for modern settings, and it's got lists of names I could use, terrorist group names, government agencies, buildings, different cities if I need a random city, whatever. But so I've already started this game. I've already made up the characters. I had the footage of that, but I lost it. I'm already on round four, scene five, act one of my game. The characters involved, my main character is a guy named Dan Forge, and he's got his mental powers. He's kept hidden through the years. He has like he can shoot like a psionic blast that can inflict damage on people, and he can also like time shift, which enables him to travel back in time or go forward. It'll cost him resources to do this, and he can only do like he can only do it once a day, and he'll have to do skill checks too in certain situations. So the adventure I'm playing is actually based on a pre-written adventure that came with the game set, and I've made a lot of changes to like to suit the way I play and for the character that I've created. Um, so he is a cab driver from the city, and he one of his clients that he picked up is a council member for this town in Bentley, like a mountainside town. It's kind of hidden from. It's real very remote and hidden from a lot of other communities. But this community that stays in Bentley is all full of people with psionic powers. The the person he picked up caught on to the fact that Dan has telepathic powers as well, and he promises him like a safe life in this place in Bentley. Oh, the place is actually called the Enclave, and yeah, it's a safe haven for psionics because there's a government agency called the PPA, Psionic Protection Agency, and they want to control all the psionicists. But there's also like evil, well, psionicists too that think that they're the next part of evolution and that they want to take over society and treat people that are like regular humans as slaves. Um, but like the people in the enclave are peaceful. They just want to live separate from both communities and just live peacefully in theirs. But they also want to recruit more people too and keep them safe. So one day while Dan is in the enclave, the council invites him to a meeting and asks him if he could go into another city, or not a city, but a nearby town that they felt the presence of somebody else that has psionic abilities. Or they just sensed like a psionic presence in this area. And in return, they promised like Dan can be part of the council, and he'll have like benefits if he can do this task for them. So, but on the way, Dan like on the way to Bishop County. This is where Bishop County is where the council has sensed a psionic presence. And on the way, Dan drives through a very vicious storm, and he sees a lady on the side of the road. So he picks her up to get her out of the rain, and he notices that she has like a tattoo on her arm, like a kind of like a pitchfork, like a three-pronged pitchfork. And he's noticed that sign before, like as he's driving, he sees like different signs like burnt into trees of the three pronged pitchfork. And he sees this lady, and she goes, "Yeah, we'll just follow these signs, and they'll take you to our headquarters, where there's a Bozo is the leader of this psionics group." And so Dan realizes that this is the presence that that his people were sensing. So he follows her, but the rain just gets even worse, and they drive off the road, and he goes down a slope and hits a tree. Unfortunately, the girl Deborah is seriously injured, and it kills her from the crash. He gets out, and he's wandering. He gets kind of lost in the woods, but he's found by two men that take him to that headquarters. So when he's there, he's put into a room, and he's watched by this other that's Deborah. And he's met with another girl named Sandoz, who was from the same city as him, and they started getting along, talking, and she's able to do a teleport attack with her psionic ability. That means like she can pop up and do an additional surprise attack and double damage on a victim. And that's where I'm at right now. He's just waiting in their headquarters to talk to their leader. And I'll do some example gameplay, and then I'll do another synopsis after that. Okay, so I'm going to do an example gameplay to just let you know where I'm at right now. My goals are to meet up with Buzzo, the leader of this psionic group, and inform them about the Enclave, and see if I can contact the Enclave and let them know what I've found. For a positive plot if the progress increases in a positive way, my conversation with Buzzo will be positive. But if it goes negative, I'm going to have a negative encounter with Buzzo, and I'm going to have, or I might have an encounter with the PPA. These are my decks that I'm going to be using. For the Game Master's Assistant, I'm using the modern style cards. They publish, you can get these at Drive-Thru RPG. I printed them off myself and put them in packs here. But they have different themes for sci-fi, horror, fantasy, and modern. And I think there's one for superheroes too. I'm not sure, but you can just use modern. I'm also going to be using Table Fables Modern book for certain dice rolls. These are my characters. The first character, the playing character, is Dan. He actually has no skill level. So my skill checks are, I'm going to have to roll without a green dice included to my skill checks. The second character is Sandoz, and she's a member of Bozo's team. And okay, so let's do it. Okay, oh yeah, the scene right now, the situation right now is that I'm in this cabin that is the Psionicist lair, and I'm just sitting with Sandoz, and we're just talking, and I'm just waiting to see if I'm going to have a meeting with Bozo. So the chaos track right now is at 2, which is in a negative state, so things aren't that great. First card drawn, reference a random book. No, it's negative. That doesn't activate. I put my chaos track -1. I have another chance at referencing a random book, and it's positive. That means I am going to look at a book. And to decide which one I'm going to use, random tables or tables fables, I'll just roll a dice. Odds is random tables modern, and evens is table fables modern. So it's odd. Let's see if there's a suitable table to use for this situation. Maybe I'll roll to see if there's a name for this group. Page 45. That's it. Sorry, 49. Okay, so it's a D100 roll. 38. So the terrorist group's name is the National Liberation Army. I'm going to call them the Psionicist Liberation Army. So Bozo's gang name is the Psionicist Liberation Party. And it's my character's turn. Oh, I should add Sandoz to this deck too. So I'll take a turn. I can do an action. Since there's no enemies in play, that'll just mean that the surge will go up, just to represent that, dangers lurking in the shadows. So my action, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask somebody if Bozo's coming. So I'm going to do a skill check. Actually, I think one of my characters, because I have just skills, just basic skills too. We have streetwise, stealth, guns, first aid. I'm going to use my streetwise. That'll give me 2 more dice to my skill check, just so I can use it in conversation. See if that'll help with my conversation with these people. So chaos track is at 3, so I'm going to use 3 dice, add 2, and I don't have any extra for my... So any 6 is a success, 1s negate the success. I have a 6. Yep, so that's a success. Gonna say, yep, yeah, Bozo will see me now, so I'm gonna have Bozo enter the game. But he's an enemy. So let's make his character... He's level 4. His health is 4. His attack dice is 2. His defense dice is 6. And I'll just, because he's a character from the pre-written game, so I'm just going to skim through the book and see what kind of skills he has. So this is Bozo, the leader of the Psionist Liberation Party, and he enters the cabin and introduces himself to me. And these are his stats. He's level 4, his health is 4, his attack dice 2, his defense dice is 6. The special abilities will be mind control, psionic blast, body control, and hold person. And he's armed. He's got a pistol. So since we have an enemy, he's an enemy, but we haven't started anything up with him yet. We're just being introduced to each other and trying to keep it civil for the time being. So we'll see if this is activated for him. Nope. So the chaos track goes 1-1. Can I do another action? Nope. So, and it's Sandos' turn. Her first action is to gain a resource. It might be a resource for the enemy, and resource for another chance for her to get a resource. So the first one is definitely automatic. Put 1 cube in for a resource. Does the enemy get a resource? Nope. Can she get another chance to gain a resource? Nope. And the chaos track goes to 1. So I'm making a new round. We're at round 5. Does the plot progress? Does the plot progress? Nope. Okay, so I'm going to make up a new deck. Since the chaos track is only at 1, I'm only going to add the characters in play to the deck. Just drawing 1 card. And then I'll shuffle and we'll start a new round. Okay, so round 5, scene 5, act 1. The scene is that I'm in the cabin. I was waiting for a meeting with the Psionics Liberation Party's leader, who's Bozo. His name's Bozo, and I've befriended a character named Sandos. And now Bozo's entered the room for a meeting with me. And I'll draw an event card. And it's, it's Sandos' turn. She can do an action, the enemy can do an action, and she can have a chance for another action. First one's automatic, and her action is going to be, so I used these cards for NPCs actions. Search for card, and I just kind of do. I have to interpret these because depends on the situation, right? Search for secret doors, pre-made, recognize closest secret door, or place door nearest to NPC. I'm going to say that um, there's since we're a negative in the chaos track too, I'm going to see if she's going to leave the room. And she does. She leaves the room. So it's just me and Bazo talking to each other. So her turn is negated. Draw another card. Let's see if there's a positive and negative surge. Nope, that card is not activated. And it's my turn. I can do an action, secondary action, or that will trigger one of Bazo's special abilities, which hopefully that doesn't happen because his special ability could be a mind control or body control on me. So my first action is going to be, I'm just going to try talking to him. I'm going to use my streets. I'm going to use my streetwise. That'll give me 2 dice. The chaos track's only at 1, so I only can use 1. But I can spend some of these surges to increase my chances. I'm going to spend 3 of them to add 3 more dice to my skill check. And I need some 6s to just have a positive conversation with Bazo. Got 1 6, but I also have 1 1, so that's negative. I failed that skill check. So I'm going to say that Bazo. Bazo doesn't trust me. And that's going to cost me 1 resource. Or actually, no, that's going to cost me a surge because I'm feeling a little deflated that I'm not able to have a positive conversation with Bazo. And he just kind of looks at me questionably. He's like wondering, like, oh yeah, like since one of his people was killed, that Deborah girl was killed in the car crash, he thinks I'm kind of partially responsible for that. So yeah, they just don't trust me. Draw another card. Oh wait, see if he can do his action, his special ability. Is that triggered? And it is. Oh no. Chaos card goes with 1. So he's got 4 different special abilities. I'm going to roll it for 1 to 4. And his special ability that he's going to do is a psionic blast. So right away he's going to attack me. I'm going to say that he's attacking me because he asked for my identification, and he's drawn to a conclusion that I'm involved with the PPA. I'm just adding this to my journal. Just to, because like all these like drawing of cards and dice rolls and stuff, it all comes down to interpretation too. That adds to the role playing effect of the game. For me to make sense and to like add a narrative to the gameplay. So I'm gonna say he's also thinking I'm part of the PPA because he's asked me to prove that I'm a psionic, and since I'm so low in level, like I just can't. I just can't pop my psionic skills out of the hat. Like I need to work on them, and he just doesn't believe that. He thinks I'm part of the PPA, so he's going to try to attack me with a psionic blast. A psionic blast will add 1 attack die. Does he use any of his surges? Yeah, he spends 1 surge. So that's another attack die. His attack dice is 2. And I use this card. These are my attack cards. Go to the news card. Come on. There's no other comrade there, so. That card, actually, I'll explain this, but this card's not going to be used. If there's more, like if there's multiple enemies, this card can be used to combine 2 enemies' attack dice together, like as if they were ganging up on one person. But it's just Bozo in the room, and he's hitting me with a Silent Blast. He's got 1 hit. My defense dice is 4. I got 1 shield. I blocked his psionic attack. So things aren't good right now. Bozo is a definite enemy. I put the wrong cards in. Oh wait. I still have to check to see if I can use another turn. And I can't. It's negative. It's Bozo's turn now. You can do an action. I can trigger a special ability, and Bozo can get a resource. The first one's automatic, so his action. What's his action going to be? Plan or gather a resource. Yeah, he's going to plan, so he's building up a plan in his head, so he's going to get another resource. Can I trigger a special ability? Yes, I can. I'm going to my special abilities. I'll have to check my character. Well, Bozo's really. I'm just going to use my Streetwise again. I'm doing another. I'm gonna try to just calm him down. I don't really want to get into a fight with him. He's pretty tough. So, Streetwise 2. The Chaos track is at 2. I'm going to use just maybe 1 surge to add 1 more die. I got a 6 and there's no 1, so I've actually calmed the situation down. And since I've succeeded in that skill check, I'm rewarded with a fate point. And that's the end of round 5, scene 5, act 1. Okay, so I'm preparing for a new scene, and new round. It's round 6, which triggers a new scene. Wait, what was it? Yeah. So scene 6, and then I check the weather. And we got some rain, which will take one of my resources. And I'll check to see if the plot progresses. Nope. I'll get the deck ready. These are all the characters that are in the scene, or in the round at the moment. Enemy 1 is Bozo. Character, the player is me, Dan Forge. And NPC 1 is Sandos. The Chaos track is at 2, so I'm going to add 2. Two event cards to the deck. And I'll shuffle. Shuffling with one hand. That's good enough. And I just make little scratch notes here. Round 6. Scene. Oh yeah, well. Scene 6. Act 1. And bad weather. My drawing of a cloud with rain. I'm an artist. Okay, so we'll go. The player's turn. Dan Forge's turn. Action. Enemy special ability. And I may be able to trigger a special ability. So, and for the player, like an action, like I don't have to draw that card. This deck is just for NPCs' actions, but my actions, I can just pick out whatever I want to do. So in the last scene, I made peace with Bazo. So now I'm gonna like see if I can gain more of his trust by well, I will let them know about Deborah's body that's left in the car, and I want to give them more trust to come join us at the or actually no, what I'm going to do, because it's part of my goal, is to bring the Psi to the Enclave. Now, since it's not really just one Psi, it's actually a collective of the Psionist Liberation Party, I'm going to have to inform everyone back at the Enclave. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my action to try to see if Baza will allow me to communicate with the Enclave and tell them that I know they're, just to inform the Enclave that they exist. So what I'm going to do is do a skill check on that. Chaos track is 2. I'm going to use my Street Wise skill to add 2 more dice. And I'll just use 1 Surge to add another die, just to improve my chances, or it can make my chances worse, because then I got more opportunities to roll a 1. Yeah, and I rolled a 1 and no 6s, so he's like, nah, he's not. They don't really want to make their presence known, and they want to keep their group a secret. So I wonder if I have. Do I have a cell phone? No. So any kind of question I ask will affect the chaos track. Doesn't even matter if it's a card that was drawn or whatever. It's just anytime I want it. Like, and I can ask the Oracle question at any time, just to help move the game along. So I don't have a cell phone. I'm like relying on trying to convince Bazo if I can use their means of communication, and he's not having it. I'm gonna roll to see if he triggers his special ability. And nope. Can I use a special ability? No, because that would be good. If I can do that, then maybe I could go back in time and prevent. Oh no, but I can't. Like, that's the thing. Yeah, in the rules, going back in time, I can't change the future. I can't change the present by going back in time. So it's kind of tricky. I think just going back in time, maybe I can just go somewhere and just witness something. But my original idea was to go back in time and try to stop Deborah's death. But yeah, by the rules, I can't do that. So next turn is Sandoz's turn. Oh, Sandoz stepped out of the room from the last round. So, but I'm gonna roll for her just to see if she comes back. So she's not back yet, but she gets a resource. Does the enemy have a special ability triggered? Yes. So what's the enemy's special ability that he's going to use? He's going to use mind control. So he has to do a skill check. His level is 4, so he adds, and I match just so I know what I'm doing. Like he's got a red die to represent his level, so I'm going to add 4 red dice to the skill check, and the chaos track is at 2, so I add 2. Does he spend any of his resources? Nope. So he's just making this roll. And no 6s, so he can't penetrate my mind. And can Sandoz perform a special ability? No. Next turn is Bazo's turn. He can perform an action, a secondary action, or the last character, and that means the last character that played on the opposing side. So his action is going to be attack or move. So I forgot to do these. Yeah, he's just going to move. East 2. Can Sandoz do an action? Yep. Move carefully or trap. He has to do a skill check to move carefully. What she's going to do is this. She's going to be listening in on us sneakily. So she's going to do a skill check. If she fails it, then Bozo will know, and then something bad might happen. Does she use any of our resources? No. Okay. And she got a 6. So she was able to, she's moved to the door. From an outside room. And she's just listening in. Baza doesn't know. And I'm going to give us a resource just as a reward for that. Can Bazo do another action? Oops, wrong die. No. So does the bad weather affect us? No. Event card. Is an event card triggered? No. And that's the end of that scene. Or that round, sorry. Camera round 2, scene 6, act 1. I'm still in the cabin of the Psionis Liberation group or party, and I'm talking to the leader, Bazo, and he doesn't seem to trust me right now because I informed them that one of their friends died in a car accident with me. So now my objective is just to gain their trust and try to get back in contact with my group at the Enclave to let them know of the presence of these psionics that are here. Okay. And it's my friend Sandoz's turn. She gains a resource. Does Bazo have one of his special abilities triggered? Nope. Can Sandoz perform an action? Nope. And it's negative, but we're already at the bottom of the chaos track. And it's Bazo's turn. He has a resource. Sandoz might be able to trigger one of her special abilities, and he might be able to trigger one of his special abilities. So he takes a resource. Now, she can't do her special ability. Can Bazo? No. So, and there's a chance for a surge, but since the chaos track's in the negative, it'll be a surge for the enemy. Nope, nobody gets a surge. And it's my turn, Dan Forge's turn. So he's going to use that to actually take 2 resources to buy a surge. Does Bazo perform a special ability? Nope. Can I perform a special ability? Yes. Chaos track goes up 1, and for my special ability, Okay, I'm just gonna look into my, cause like my psionic power for time shift, to travel in time, can't change the past, -5 resources once a day. I don't have enough resources to do that. So I'm just going to use my street smarts again and try to gain their trust. So 2 dice for the street smarts, 2 dice because the chaos track is in 2, and I need to roll a 6. And I got 2 6s, and I've gained trust. So we'll see how that works out in the. Since I passed that skill check too, I get a fate point. And yeah, I think in the next turn we'll see how my trust has worked with the group, and see if now my next goal will be to get into contact with the Enclave and let them know about this group.
Dan Forge, a cab driver from the city who was born with psychic abilities, lives a quiet, secluded life. But one day, picking up a passenger, he meets a man named Lindstrom, who is also psychic. Lindstrom knows Dan's powers, and he invites Dan to live at a place called the Enclave, where others like him live peacefully. Dan agrees, and months later, he is requested by the Enclave's council to perform a mission for them. He is tasked to find another psychic they have noticed the presence of, and to bring the psychic to the Enclave. Dan sets out. The drive is met with a torrential rainstorm. Dan sees a lady at the side of the road he invites to help her home. Her name is Deborah, and they both learn of their psychic abilities. Deborah tells Dan of the Psionics Liberation Party, and that they have a headquarters in the woods. As they drive, the storm worsens, and Dan drives off the road down into a gully, hitting a tree. Deborah is killed in the accident. Dan leaves the car and is lost in the woods. Soon he is met by two men who take Dan and Deborah's body to the headquarters. Dan meets another lady named Sandoz and they become friends. Dan soon meets the leader of the group, whose name is Bozo. Bozo doesn't trust Dan. He thinks he is part of the government agency that wants to apprehend all psychic-powered people. Dan soon is able to convince Bozo he is not, and invites Bozo and his people to meet the council at the Enclave.